back to my channel. Thank you for stopping by and checking me out. I really do appreciate that. We're going to do an overnighter tonight. Something I haven't done in a while. And we're going to have a little discussion, cook a little food, tell some stories, and we're going to have a really good time. I think, I hope. And we'll all try to do it without me going to the hospital. So stay tuned and let me get camp set up and see where it goes from there. Stay tuned. Pretty quaint. I like it. Well, hello guys, I'm back. Got camp all set up. It's getting late, the sun's actually going down. I'm gonna make a little coffee and start getting situated here and everything. Just a quick thing, I wanted to show you what I'm gonna wake up to when I wake up in the morning. So let me flip the camera around and you guys will get to see. Pretty cool, huh? Alright, let me get my coffee thingamajigger. This thing. You guys always see me with carry. Make a little coffee real quick. I'm not really hungry, so I'm not going to cook anything right now. But I am thirsty, and I would like some coffee. So hang tight. Let me get this situated, and I'll come right back. Okay. Well, good morning, y'all. Slept great. Had a good night's sleep. Enjoying a little coffee. Hope you guys are having a cup of coffee with me. It's pretty good. I'm gonna cook some breakfast up here in a little bit. Right now I'm just trying to wake up. And everything. It was a little chilly this morning, but it's warming up now, so that's a good thing. I wanted to talk a little bit about, I get a lot of questions, and I get a lot of questions on all my multimedia things and my YouTube channel, and a lot of my subscribers have been asking me to talk about myself and what I went through in my weight loss. And it was something that I really don't talk about, but I got an email, and I get hundreds and hundreds of emails, and I am deeply flattered. A lot of people tell me that I'm a big inspiration to them for all the weight that I've lost and stuff like that, and I am truly humbled by that. I never expected that many people to say that I was an inspiration to them, or I am an inspiration to them. So with that being said, I'll do this one time and one time only. Okay. I don't even know where to really begin. Okay, I guess about let's see, it's almost 4 years now. In October, Halloween, and I'll tell you that story here in a second. Halloween, October 31st, 4 years ago, almost 4 years ago, actually 3, but next month will be Halloween, so I'm just going to say 4 years. So 4 years ago, I actually, how this all started, I blew my back out, and I couldn't move, and I was in a lot of pain, a lot of excruciating pain, and I went to the doctors and everything, and they were going to put they wanted to put 2 rods in my lower back. I have degenerative disc disease, where I'm losing all my discs. Long story short, the 2 discs that were in the lower part of my back are gone. It's nothing, it's just bone on bone. That's why they wanted to do the rods in my back. So with that being said, they were going to schedule me for surgery for that. Meanwhile, in the midst of all that, now mind you, this all took place within like a week, okay, this whole time span. So they were scheduling me for the surgery and everything, and my stomach wasn't feeling really good. Like I was upset, you know, or not me personally upset, but like my stomach was upset. And then I started getting these pains in my stomach. And then I started getting like really, really sick. And I mean, I was throwing up. It was happening like every 20 minutes. That's how often. So I ended up going to the hospital, and they had informed me that I had a strangulated hernia. With that being said, I went right from the emergency room right to a operating room, and that's where they performed one of 4 surgeries. So they took care of that, and then what happened was it got infected. The wound got infected from the inside. It had nothing to do with me. So they went in. Oh, before that, I weighed 469 pounds. That's a number I'll never forget. And I remember telling the nurse when she weighed me, I told her scale was broken. So I was always big, you know, but I think my heaviest that I remember last was like 302, 316, 316, 302. I fluctuated around then and everything. And I told her scale was broken. So she actually took me down to another scale and we weighed me again, and then I came up 469. So I was like, holy crap. You know, I'm like, how did this all happen? You know. So long story short, I had the other surgery for the infection, and they ended up removing almost 126 pounds, if I remember correctly. It was 126 pounds that they took off me. My body was producing a lot of fluid. When I walked, I was actually sloshing. It felt like a 5-gallon bucket of water. That's what I felt like my stomach was carrying. So they drained me and cut, like I said, 126 pounds off of me. And sewed me up, all that. Well, that got infected somehow. Apparently I had a lot going on with my intestines that I didn't really know about, and I don't think the doctors knew about it either. So I healed up from that. That took like 3 months. Then it got infected again, like I was just saying. I ended up back in the hospital again. This time they cut me from side to side and literally cut me in half. And I got pictures. I'm not going to show you guys, but I got pictures. You could actually see my backbone from the front. That's how much they cut off of me. They also removed 4 feet of my upper intestine, and I believe they said almost 4.5 feet of my lower intestine. That was really, really damaged. Why, I don't know. I don't know what caused it. To this day, I don't know. So with that being said, I had to heal from the inside out because of all the infections that were going on. So they ended up actually taking, I believe, another 17 pounds off of me from that and everything. So when I was healing up with that and everything, And by the way, that was the longest 3.5 months of my life healing. I had doctors coming or nurses coming every other day. They had to change my bandages and everything, and because like I said, I had to heal from the inside out. They didn't sew me up or nothing. It was an open wound, and they had me hooked up to this thing called a wound vac. And what it does is when you plug it in, it like squeezes you together. It's very painful, and I mean very, very painful. It works, but it's extremely painful. So with that being said, I'll fast forward a little bit. So once I started getting mobile and everything, I wanted to make some life changes and everything. So what I did is let me also tell you, I was also diabetic, high blood pressure, a blown back, I think 2 other things I can't remember right now I had going on with me. I had a lot of stuff going on. Plus I was dealing with depression from being so big and everything. I remember walking into the bathroom and looking in the mirror, and I said, I don't want to be like this anymore. I said, I don't, this is not me and everything. So what I did is I changed my diet completely. From that day, I mean, I literally changed my diet completely. I don't eat any processed foods. Everything I eat is natural. And I started doing a lot of reading and research and stuff like that. So those were the foods that I was eating. And at that particular time, I started cutting back my portions of food, if that makes sense. And then I was healing up, changed, did all that. Started losing weight, like dramatically and everything from changing my diet. And I think in 1 month I lost like almost 20 some odd pounds. I think that's what it was and everything. And I was documenting this all going along. So meanwhile, I'm losing all the weight. Well, my stomach, from eating so much, throughout my life, apparently stretched out, and it does do that. Excuse me. So, I actually looked like a stick with a beach ball. So my stomach was still large, but the rest of me was getting skinny. And I tried everything, sit-ups, I tried everything. It just wasn't working. So I actually had another visit with my surgeon. He was checking all my wounds and healing up and all that stuff. And he said to me, he recommended, he said, BigShem, he said, why don't we do bariatric surgery on you, and it'll make your stomach more proportional to your body. And I was like, okay, what do we got to do? So this took a whole year in order to do that bariatric surgery and everything. So I had to see like nutritionists, I had to see numerous doctors, heart doctors, what else did I have to see? A whole bunch of doctors. I remember it seemed like every other week I was seeing a different doctor in order to do all this. And they were documenting all my stuff, on me. And I was losing weight, still losing weight and everything, just my stomach was a lot bigger. So Halloween comes around. They tell me that's when they're going to do the surgery. I says, can you do it November 1st? They said, no, we got to do it October 31st. I said, but I want an Almond Joy. And that's the only reason I remember that date. I wanted an Almond Joy and everything. And I couldn't eat, because before you go to surgery, for stomach surgery, you are not allowed to eat anything for 2 weeks and everything. And they have you fasting for 2 weeks. And you can only have liquids like chicken broth, any kind of broth, soups, whatever, and protein shakes, because you got to have protein. So for 2 weeks straight, that's what I drank: protein and chicken broth. And more weight was coming off me in between that 2 weeks. But the reason they do that is because you need to shrink your liver down and everything. So that's what that's all about. It's not to torture you or anything. It's to get all your organs to shrink down, because when they cut your stomach, they make it about the size of a fist. So my stomach is actually the size of my fist and everything. And so Halloween, I was really ticked because I wanted an Almond Joy. That's my favorite candy bar and everything. Well, now it's Mounds, but so I go in for the surgery. I come back out and everything, and sat in the hospital for about a week. No, I'm sorry, about 3 days I sat in the hospital, and healing up and everything, and still on a liquid diet, wasn't allowed to eat anything. And finally they came in and said, all right, we want you to try to eat something, but eat something light and everything. So I did that. Everything worked out okay. They said, you know, they're going to let me go home and everything. And so I was doing that, went home. And the thing with bariatric surgery is you can only eat like 4 bites of food, and you have to chew it up like really, really good, because remember, now your stomach's only this big. It's not this big anymore and everything. So when you eat, meanwhile, that whole year you're cutting your food portions down, and you have to do it. If you want to lose weight, that's what you have to do. I don't care what anybody tells you. If I didn't have to go through the surgery, and I recommend the surgery is fine and everything. My particular incidents, I got thrown into all this. It wasn't something I said, okay, I want to go have bariatric surgery, I want to lose weight. I got thrown into this all from actually a blown back. So anyway, long story short, every time I eat 4 bites. So everybody who's commenting on my stuff that like my frying pans are small, I only cook like 2 pieces of bacon, I can only eat like one or 2 eggs, and that's it. Every couple hours I have to eat, but it's small portions because my stomach's only so big. So with that being said, when that all happened, weight started coming off of me faster. My clothes, that was probably my biggest upset, was my clothes didn't fit me anymore. And I was trying to wait. I was waiting, you know, I wore sweatpants. You know, there was a time I wasn't shooting videos, and you know, I'd make a video here and there. So I was losing weight so fast I couldn't keep up with clothes. So when I did start buying like jeans and pants and shirts and all that, I'd get them home, and this is no exaggeration, I'd get them home a day later or 3 days later, wouldn't fit me. They'd fall right off me. And I mean, I was getting them like a size smaller because I knew, you know, I was losing weight. I was losing weight so fast, I don't know how much money I spent on clothes, but so I recommend, if you guys go through all this, don't buy clothes. Wait about 6-7 months before you start buying clothes. Trust me. Let's see, what else? So anyway, I went from 469 till right now, how you guys see me, I weigh exactly 184 pounds. So that's how much weight I have lost. And a lot of it had to do with persistence, staying active. Oh, and that was another thing. When the weight was coming off, I was getting more energy. And when I hit, I remember when I hit 240, I think it was, 240 pounds, they did another physical on me. I wasn't diabetic anymore. I didn't have high blood pressure. My cholesterol was all fine. I was basically healthy again. But there was a kick. And I don't even know how to talk about this one because it threw me for a loop. I had to go see a pulmonarist because I had COPD at the time. Well, I was diagnosed with COPD. So I went to a pulmonarist and everything, and he came back in. He said, I want you to have another test. He goes, we found a spot on your lung. I said, all right. So we went and did that, and he came back, and he said, it's definitely cancer, lung cancer. And he was going to diagnose it as stage 4 lung cancer. So he wanted to wait a month. He was going to retest me and all that stuff and everything. And when I got that news, it was like getting hit by a Big Mac truck. You know, all I thought was I had a death sentence. So I started reading. I went home, bummed out. I made a decision I wasn't going to go through chemo or any of that stuff, you know. I've seen too many of my friends lose that battle. So I started reading, and I read what the Indians did, and I read what the old timers did back then and everything. And I started picking up like naturalism and herbs and stuff like that, herbalism, I guess you call it. And so I was drinking birch tea. I was chaga tea, chaga from birch trees. Anything that had cancer fighting properties, plants, chaga. A lot of it had to do with the birch tree. Birch water. I was making coffee with birch water. I basically immersed myself into naturalism. I embraced everything that the woods had to offer me. So I did all that and everything, and I still do it today and everything. And I went back a month later, and the doctor walked in, and he looked like he seen a ghost. And all I could think to myself was, this is where he's going to tell me I'm going to die. So he's looking at me, and he tells me, he goes, we got a problem. I said, oh boy, here we go. You know, this is it. And he threw an x-ray up on the lighted thing there. And he goes, you see that? And I said, yeah, I see that. And he's pointing to it, because I really didn't know what the hell I'm looking at. So he's pointing to it. He goes, that's cancer. And he goes, I would bet 99.9% that was cancer. I was like, okay. You know. So he throws another x-ray up. Right next to it was the x-ray they took a couple days prior to me seeing him. He says, what do you see? And I'm looking, and I'm trying to figure it all out. And I'm no doctor, so I don't know what I'm really looking at. I said, I don't see anything. He's like, exactly. It's gone. And he goes, I've never seen, in my whole career, he says, I've seen maybe two cases of this in his whole 30 years of being a doctor. he was astounded by himself. He goes, I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it. And then he asked me what I was doing. And I told him, I said, I eat natural foods. I eat nothing with hormones in it. Nothing. I'm not a vegan because I do love meat. You all see me eat bacon and stuff like that. But is what I did was I break my diet down into protein and carbs. Okay, and mostly you have to have protein to keep going, and I definitely have to have protein a lot more now because my stomach is smaller. And the carbs, I can take them, but it how can I explain it? It feels like it's real heavy inside my stomach, and it doesn't make you feel good. So I eat just a little bit of carbs. I mostly eat a lot of vegetables, believe it or not. And when I can, I eat meat, eggs, stuff like that. Anything that has protein, but naturally protein. So I do eat that. But anyway, I literally beat stage 4 lung cancer. I lost over 200 and I think it's like 77 pounds, 76 pounds, something like that. And I feel a lot better. And I just went, believe it or not, last week to the doctors, and they weighed me. That's how I found out I weighed 184. And they did gave me a complete bill of health. Told me whatever I'm doing, just keep doing it. And they said they're all baffled on how I did it. And they also said I'm an inspiration. And I've talked to a few people that's had or getting ready to do the surgery and stuff, and explain to them what I did, and I get it. Everybody's different, and I totally agree with that. Everybody is different. You have to find out what works for you. What worked for me might not work for you. I'm just letting you know, and I'm by no means a doctor. I'm just letting you know what I did. I did a lot of reading. I did a lot of research. I actually went back to the old ways of how life was back before technology took over, before all these new drugs, that they keep, big pharmacies and everything keep producing. But what I did learn was that pharmacies, when they make pills, they use a lot of fillers. So if they say, I'm just going to say, for instance, so if they take like a dandelion, all right, and they know dandelion root does, takes care of a common cold, okay, they extract that one piece of that plant that they think takes care of a cold. Meanwhile, not realizing that whole plant has a whole system that works together and everything, just like your body does, okay? And then they extract that one thing, but in actuality, you need that whole plant in order to fix you, okay? And that's what I learned, and it was like a light bulb that snapped off in my head and everything. So I quit like all the pharmaceutical stuff. If I get sick, or if I feel like I'm getting sick, and honestly, in the last 4 years, I really have not been sick. I don't even think I've had a cold. I get allergies though, but that's because of the pollen. Nothing I can do about that. But as for being sick, last 4 years, no, I haven't been sick. And like I said, I've changed my diet. Oh, I don't get them flu shots anymore. That's the biggest scam ever, And like I said, it might work on some people. Me, it didn't work, and I'm not buying it. So, but yeah, I quit being a part of the system, and I went back to the old ways. And that's how I did all this. So I hope that kind of answered everybody's questions and answers that, you know, about me personally. I didn't know you all were more interested in my personal life besides my bushcrafting and everything. And like I said, those were probably, that was the top question that everybody's always asked me. If you watch from my first videos, that's when I weighed 469 pounds. Till now you see me, and I now weigh 184 pounds. And then my next question was, did I do bushcrafting before my surgery? Alright, let me explain something to you. And I think it's funny as all heck when I talk about this. And I really don't talk about this either. Okay? Growing up, I was a Boy Scout. Did a lot of camping trips. My mother and father, they took me camping a lot. We camped all over the place, believe it or not. Too many places. I couldn't even begin to tell you all the places I've been to. But we camped a lot. And sometimes we were in tents. Sometimes we had I remember we had a van. Sometimes we would camp in the van. Whatever it was, that's the nature of being in the 60s and 70s and part of the 80s. That's what you did. You know, we didn't have the cell phones, we didn't have the iPads, the computers and all that. And so you actually were outside doing things, you know, as a family and as a whole. At whatever. So that's where all my camping knowledge came from. And being a survivalist, I don't know where that word came from. And I'll be honest with you, I don't even know where bushcraft came from. I'm gonna have to look it up to see if I can find out where it actually came from. If somebody knows, please comment, because to me it was just normal camping and everything. And then I remember somebody said, oh, you do bushcrafting, and I was like, I just looked at them and I'm like, what the heck are you all talking about, you know? So I watch people do these videos and everything, and some are good, you know, I like a lot of them. I have a lot of friends that are YouTubers, and I actually love a lot of the stuff that they do, and I follow them. And then I see some of these guys trying to do some of this stuff, and it looks like they're just picking it up and trying to go with it. And I get it, you know. Everybody's got their own reason for, you know, doing what they do and everything. I try to learn. I try to make every day a learning experience, whether it's good, bad, whatever. I always try to turn my life into a lesson. You either learn or you don't learn. And when you think you know it all, that's when you're going to run into problems. So I will never sit here and say, I know this, I know that. I don't know everything. I never will know anything. Only the man upstairs knows everything. You know, but as for me, bushcrafting is kind of an outlet. It keeps me focused. You know, I do a lot of camping. I still call it camping and everything. The bushcrafting thing, I like it, you know. But like I said, it was a way of life, you know. Do I sleep, eat, and breathe it? Pretty much, because it's all I really know, you know. I love doing it. You know, like I said, it's soothing, it's relaxation. I always keep working on my skills and everything like that. You all have seen me do that. Sometimes I take people with me and I show them different things, and I try to pass the knowledge on down to the younger generation because I honestly believe with technology that we have today, these are going to be lost traditions and everything. And if anything, God forbid, happens to this great world of ours, everybody's going to be trying to figure out why their phone isn't working, and they're not going to have a clue on what to do. So that's why I kind of teach what I do and everything, and I hope everybody enjoys it. And like I said, I am deeply touched and honored by the responses I get. That you guys wanted to know how I lost my weight. So that was the top question that was always asked to me and everything. So now you guys know. And if you guys have any questions or comments about this whole weight loss thing, leave it in the comments, and I will answer every one of your comments. I do read every last one of them, and I comment on every last one of them. And I just get tickled pink, you know, that you guys are that fascinated about my weight loss and everything. And I am really, like I said, I am deeply humbled and touched that you guys actually like my weight loss. And I hope I inspire a million more of you. Just get out, start being active, change your diet. Whatever you're doing right now and it's not working for you, try something else. You just got to keep at it. Like I said, for me, and I am by no means a doctor, just try eating natural foods. The weight will burn off you. I guarantee it. As God is my witness, I am not exaggerating. And like I said, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know how it all works. But when you start eating natural foods, your body will start eating that fat away. And it'll take I want to say I didn't notice anything for the first 2 weeks. Your body's going into culture shock, and I think that's why a lot of people like stop doing diets and stuff like that, is because they're like, okay, I lost 3 pounds here, I lost 2 pounds here, but my body's craving this. And that's another thing. Your body, when you get cravings, your body will tell you what you need. So do a lot of research, like you know, if your body's craving sweets, you need a sugar, but use a natural sugar. You know, use brown sugar. Don't use white sugar. White sugar is the worst sugar you could ever put in your body. Always use brown sugar or maple syrup or honey. Those are the 3 things that I use for a sweetener. You know, if you're craving something salty, that's your sodium level telling you your sodium's low. If you start feeling dizzy, lightheaded, and stuff like that, that's your body telling you need protein. Learning all this, like I said, everybody's different, but you have to learn your body. I can't stress that enough. You know, everybody goes to a doctor, and the doctor really doesn't know. He's going by textbook theory. Okay? He's like, it's like you taking your car to an auto mechanic saying, okay, it's making this noise. Well, that mechanic's got to go through 20 different things to figure out what's causing that noise till he figures out, okay, you know, it's transmission, whatever. Same thing with a doctor. You personally know your body better than you do, than anybody else. You just have to open your eyes, do a little bit of reading, and you'll learn more about your body than you can possibly imagine and everything. So with that being said, I hope everybody enjoyed my little thing, and I hope I answered everybody's questions on that. on all the questions that everybody keeps asking me. And like I said, leave your comments down below, and I'll answer them the best I can with everything. And with that being said, I'm going to make a little breakfast because I'm getting hungry. So hang tight, let me set everything up, and we'll cook something up. Alright, so hang tight. Tell you all a little bit about the knife I just designed. I'm working with a manufacturer now. They will be available very shortly. I'm taking pre-orders on them. It's made out of 1/4 inch 1095 steel. Everybody thinks this is a saw blade, but it's not. It's made to notch wood. In case you want to wrap cordage around, need to make a notch, that's what that's for. When I designed this knife, It was based off the Tom Brown tracker, but I wanted a smaller but thicker version of it. Not only is this a notcher, it's also a fish scaler. Everybody thinks this is where you baton and stuff. You can, but that's not what it was designed for. What this is designed for, it's got a 90-degree spine on it. It's good for lighting a ferro rod, what have you. But what I designed it for is when you're skinning skin, or you know, working leather, or tanning hides and stuff. This is made to put your hide across a tree and scrape it. If you know anything about scraping hides, that's what that was designed for. You can also strike a ferro rod through here. This end here is actually sharper than this end here. They're both razor sharp. But this is sharper here, so you can make feather sticks, small batoning, pretty much sky's the limit what you could come up with this. Also has my logo on it. It's a very, very handy knife. It's going to come with this sheath. Buttons will be different. Sharpening stone. Won't have a ferro rod in it. I just threw this one in because I know you guys like those big ferro rods, and a lot of pouches don't have enough stuff where you could put in a big ferro rod. So you'll be able to put a big ferro rod in there and everything. Other than that, it's a pretty awesome knife. I also have a belt loop hanger. It's good leather. Nice durable bushcraft knife. I'm going to call this the Backlakes Bushcraft tracker and everything. And there you go. That's my new knife. Check it out. I'll leave a link down below on where you can purchase this, get a hold of me. Like I said, I'm going to do some pre-orders, and we'll take it from there. Alright, thank you. Doesn't it look delicious? Yum yums. Hey, can one of you all out there touch me right there? This tastes pretty damn good. Not gonna lie. I need an attaboy. Bacon is delicious. The little smokies are delicious. Potatoes are delicious. Coffee will be ready here in a little bit. hello. Thank you for staying with me this long. Breakfast was delicious. Coffee was always delicious. Tobacco was delicious. On that note, I'm gonna wrap it up and start packing up and heading back to the house. I got a long walk ahead of me. Again, I want to... Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to tell y'all. I have a giveaway. Wait, right there. For my 200 subscription, and I thank all of you. I really do. You guys are amazing. Some of the questions you asked me are pretty amazing too. So I just cleared 200 subscribers, which is, I'm really excited. I never expected all that. So I do thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. All my new subscribers, awesome. Let me see. Okay, let's get to this giveaway. This is one of the first knives that I came up with. I have a new knife that I'm coming up with, and it'll be available soon, and I'll show you that in a second. But this knife here was the one that started it all. It's got my logo on it. Made out of 1095 Damascus steel. Has my logo on it. Made out of bone ivory. Everything. I don't know if y'all can see that. Let me see. Without cutting myself. It's sharp. Okay. I'll try to flip it around for you so you can all see it. Alright, so anyway, that's it there. It's pretty cool. Nice little heavy knife. Sharp as heck. I'm giving this away. Like I said, this was one of the first knives I started out with. And had it for a long time. And I am going to give this away to one of you lucky subscribers. It's what you're going to have to do in order to get this. Hit the like and share and the little notification bell, because I get to see all that. And you gotta leave a comment that says, I'm in BigShem. And you gotta have BigShem in there. On that note, I hope you all win. I will do this drawing 2 weeks from now. So today is actually Sunday that I'm filming this. So let's go 2 weeks from today. Okay, today's the, I don't even know what today is. I know it's Sunday. Hold on, let me think. Oh, 22nd. Duh. Okay. We'll go 2 weeks from today. Next Sunday. So, as many subscribers as we get, and hopefully we can continue to grow this channel. I appreciate everything from the bottom of my heart that you guys have done for me, my family, and everything else. I want to thank all my new subscribers. I want to thank my friends, family. Most of all, I want to thank all the armed services, not just in this country, but around the world. You all do a great job. I've met a lot of friends from all over the world, and they all send me pictures of their military and everything. And I'm deeply touched, you know, that we all work together to protect this great world of ours and everything. I want to thank all the first responders, not just in this country, but other countries as well. You all mean the world to me, and I appreciate it, everything that you guys do to keep our communities and cities safe, and I really respect all that. And I guess that's it, and I'll catch you all on the next one. And hope you enjoyed my story. Sorry I dragged it out a little bit too long, but there was a lot that went on, and everybody kind of wanted to know, and I know you guys like details. So there it is. It's all laid out black and white. That's how I lost my weight. If you want to take a journey with me, I mean, I'm on to my next journey, but if you want to take a journey with me on losing weight, let me know, and I'll put you in connection with the right way to go about doing it, how I did it and everything. Try it. It might work for you. I've helped a lot of people complete their goals and everything. So on that note, I'll catch you guys all in the next one. I love yous all. Love, peace. Stay true. Stay bushcrafting. And most of all, stay hydrated, my friends. Skull.